You're welcome back, and you're still watching Newsnight from Nigeria's capital in Abuja. And it's a special coverage again of the off-cycle elections in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo State. And we now have another guest analyst joining us, Faith Nwadishi. She's the Executive Director, Center for Transparency Advocacy. She's live from Owerri for more on the election monitoring. Hello, Faith. Nice seeing you again, and welcome to Newsnight and this special coverage of the off-cycle elections. Tell us very quickly. Good evening. Yeah, we can say the election has come and gone, but the people, some people, the politicians are biting their fingers already, complaining that, oh, the election was mad with irregularities, it was rigged, vote buying, and the rest. You've been on the ground in Imo State. How would you assess the entire process there?
Thank you very much, and good evening. Thank you for having me on this program. So the election in Imo State has come, but it's not gone yet because collation is going on. Polls opened quite early. There's a lot of improvement from the 2023 general elections that we saw. Logistics improved a lot. So we had INEC ad hoc staff arrive in some of the polling units quite early, who were out on the field, and we saw that they were quite deployed. But unfortunately, voter turnout is very low. Apathy is really out there. Instead, we saw a lot of young persons, out there on the field playing football. But ironically, we saw older persons coming out to vote. There was a particular woman we met. She says she will be 81 next year, and she has been voting. She was quite passionate and quite optimistic about the entire process. So one or two irregularities that we saw, the issue of vote buying, depending on the highest bidder, also intimidation by some party the people on the field. One of our observers was harassed. In fact, his phone was taken away from him and his pictures deleted from there. With the security agents looking on, he had to personally go to approach them, and they helped him. Perhaps because of his age, also they helped him to recover his phone from the people that collected his phone at the polling unit. And again, the deployment of security agents, you see security agents everywhere, especially the police. We didn't see a lot of the other sister security agents, but the police and the army were adequately deployed around Owerri municipality and Owerri North that I went around visiting. But another thing that we saw was that despite the fact that we're just coming out from a general election, the court made rulings, it also shows that the political parties were not learning, or they just decided to do things as usual. For instance, the deployment of party agents at polling units. You go to certain polling units, and you see party agents wearing different party tags. They don't have pictures on it, but they are wearing these party tags. You just spend some time and find out that these different party agents are actually working for one particular party. So it's just like business as usual going on. And unfortunately, citizens don't realize that governorship elections, local government elections are those very important elections that they should take particular interest in, because this is where that is closer. This is the arm of governance that is closer to the people, and they can easily demand accountability and dividends of democracy from.
All right. Faith, other contestants like Samuel Anyanwu and the chairman of the patriots for election performance have said that the Imo exercise wasn't speak and spark, and that the voters' apathy that was seen there was basically because of the insecurity in that state. Would you allude to that as well?
Yeah, it's of course insecurity is one of the, in fact, one of the issues that led to voter apathy. Now, before this election, we had come to Imo State and engaged stakeholders, and one of the things that came out, even from the security agents that work here, is the issue of insecurity, and they went ahead to talk about some measures that they were putting in place. For instance, you're going around the state, and then you see all of these security agents. There was a particular checkpoint we got to. We were asked to come down. We were just there. And also the psychological impact that it has on people. Sometimes you have to visit security personnel. You expect that they're helping you to make things easier, but people also become so afraid that they don't want to come out. This is supposed to be a civil activity, and you see security agents that are so kitted, as if there's war, as if there's crisis. So even if you want to step out of your home and you see such persons, you definitely be afraid to want to be part of it. But like I said earlier, the issue of insecurity leading to the election is always one thing that keeps people away, and it's one strategy that the political class have used to entirely keep citizens away from coming out to vote, because the whole narrative about the security, the activities that go on, the kind of campaigns that go on, the kind of hate speech that go on, the politicians just unnecessarily hit up the polity, and then you see people say, no, we are not going to come out. Let me just share an experience. We came here with our observers. We're supposed to have vehicles to take us around, to rove, and as at last night, all of the vehicles we were speaking with to take us around Imo State called to say they were not going to come again. In fact, one particular one said, even if you buy me a new vehicle, I'm not coming out tomorrow. And then the young set of young persons we saw today playing football, the polling unit very close to where they were playing football had just four registered voters, but we had about 5 to 6 party agents who were lined up waiting for those 4 registered voters. We had 3 police officers there and 4 INEC staff waiting for 4 registered voters. But just around the corner, we saw youth, young men playing football. And when we asked them, they said, oh, they had told them that if they come out, if they're not coming out to vote for a particular person, they shouldn't even come out. So they decided to stay away. And I told them that you're deciding to stay away. You are actually voting for the person that you have just said you are not going to vote for. So the entire process is really not a very perfect one. We want to see more progress going forward. But again, to also say the role that the political class continuously play. The first thing is, one, they don't take time to do voter education for those people who need to come out to vote for them, so that they can understand the electoral process. Secondly, they don't even train their party agents. So you go out on the field, you see a party agent who is supposed to be protecting the vote of a particular political party, working for another political party, not understanding the role that they have to play. Where or not, there was a particular polling unit we went to, and there was just one registered voter in that polling unit who happened also to be a party agent. But there were other party agents who were there who thought that because you had just one registered voter, there was an opportunity for other people to come there to vote. And then the party agent who knows that there's just one registered voter in the polling unit is asking the presiding officer, other people are coming to vote. And the presiding officer say, no, there's just one registered voter here, and this is the only person that can vote here. And but the party agent who voted at that point was happy, because for him, he has delivered his own polling unit, because he's the only registered voter. And I asked him, how do you feel being the only registered? He said, no, he doesn't want any more voters to be in this place, so that he can be the only person voting, and so he will deliver his polling unit. So aside the issue of security, militarizing the entire process, turning a civic duty as if it's a war zone, you always have a bitter and a sweet kind of experience. One, it helps to allay the fears of people that there won't be insecurity, but on the other side, it keeps people away. It doesn't help the voter apathy, because people coming out to see this kind of kitted security operatives and that you know and it becomes worrisome. Yesterday we were coming back from the meeting, and we heard gunshots, just gunshots going off, and we had some police officers that were there. Somebody came out and said, "Oh, for what? For what?" There was no reason why that gunshot should go out, and that's why you have that. So if you have citizens around that place, this was the eve of election day. Security officers were just shooting around, and not because of anything. And another security officer is asking for what? Definitely, that person will want to stay indoors and not come out to participate in the election.
Well, Faith, thank you. The voter apathy in Imo State must, really be worrisome. But in all that you've said, violence, very minimal. That was what a lot of the people feared and chose to stay back at home, right?
Yes, yes. Exactly. That's exactly what they feared, and they chose to stay back at home. And then not also understanding the importance of their card, and how important the governorship election is to them. Their choice to stay back at home has actually helped in deciding whichever way the results will come out from the different polling units. And we really need to do a lot more civic education for people to understand the power that they have and that they're not using.
Faith, if at the height of, them being killed wantonly, I think they would have the choice to rather be at home to continue their lives peacefully. Well, thanks so very much, Faith Nwadiishi. She's the Executive Director, Center for Transparency Advocacy, live in Owerri, the Imo State capital.